This Heisman Trophy Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Circa Sports. They're back with their Circa Survivor and Circa Millions contest. $14 million up for grabs. Get all the details over at circasports.com.
What's up, guys? This is Carson Steele. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. We are no longer bots.
We are no longer bots.
Is no longer taking over your system.
Kiss our ass, AI. We are back 100% fully live. We're on a little bit of vacation, but we pre-taped a bunch of college football episodes, so the casuals out there probably didn't even notice we were on vacation. Joining us here, a man who lives life like a vacation, the man from down under, Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. What's up, Colby?
Currently checking my email, Sean.
Oh, okay. What do you got?
I'm watching this play from Kansas State back in 1995. It's really fantastic.
Breaking news: we are going to be talking college football, Heisman Trophy picks, and of course some news to get to. But Kramer, how was your vacations?
Well, I mean, one of them included a trip to Florida, aka humidity. Not optimal,
suboptimal,
still near the beach. So all trips were near the beach. A couple of them I was training for the bare knuckle, aka doing fantasy drafts by myself with a pen and paper. And yeah, you know how it gets. You get off the grid, you sit near the ocean, you speculate on life. You think about what's going to happen in the near future, aka Saquon Barkley. Obviously,
wow, Ryan.
Obviously, this
breaking news: Saquon Barkley, of course, could not get a deal worked out with the New York Giants. You have personally guaranteed, he will not miss a game this season due to contract holdouts. Are you at least a little nervous, though?
No.
Okay.
What? This is the dance, right? What else can he do? Why would he show up? Why would he show up?
As a team player, it helps. It helps your team to be in training camp, camaraderie, buying into the system.
Sean, he's also now representing a persecuted people, aka running backs. I feel like we need to do a
man. I mean, running backs are going to be the next.
Do a telethon for these guys. Do we need to light a candle?
Running backs are really trying to start their own Me Too movement online, where it's like, we are criminally undervalued.
That's how the USFL should capitalize. But just go pay all those running backs.
Well, okay. Here's the problem. No.
Yeah, but what happens when they get hurt and don't provide any value to your team?
It's the USFL.
The reality of the situation. The reality of the
injuries.
situation and the obvious. Which shout out to Nagels. He's having a day of days right now, enjoying every minute of it.
Cynical Giants fan.
Shout out to Nagels Bagels. Yeah, he really hates the Giants, but he loves to hate them. I will say this. I think this is what people are trying to brush under the rug, and I appreciate what you're doing, Sean, the tabloid reader that you are.
Well, Saquon Barkley must be reading the tabloids. Is Saquon Barkley putting out his own tabloids?
Well,
it is what it is. That doesn't sound like a guy who's buying in.
Part of it is what it is.
Culture problem in
the Giants have
Colby, ask me this.
Mike Lombardi over here.
There were two big name stars for the New York Giants. One got paid, Daniel Jones, happens to be white. One did not get paid, Saquon Barkley, happens to be an African American. Do you think trouble is brewing in that Giants locker?
We've said this for a long time. Yes. They wanted to pay Gary Reasons and not Lawrence Taylor. You know what I mean? Like you go back. And,
Eli Manning gave him a bunch of money.
Yeah, I mean they sent Tyrod packing, right?
Gino,
they did bench Eli Manning for Geno Smith, so I guess that's one in their favor.
Yeah, that South Park would have called that a token. I think at the end of the day,
they ever had a black coach?
I don't
think they have.
I think at the end of the day, Wink Martindale, honorable black guy, as is Vanilla Vic, as we know. Michael Vick approved the name. I think the problem is Saquon. The problem with what Saquon's done is he made a mistake. He's upset that he made a mistake. He feels like he's an honorable person, and he didn't realize that contract negotiations can be mean sometimes. This is classic young person shit. And at the end of the day, Saquon needs to play for this team this year. But also, what I was getting to earlier is what people are really nervous about is the fact that the Giants are finally being run by a non-buffoon. And that's the real story.
So that's a big takeaway here.
He's got balls. He didn't act like a bitch just because ownership likes Saquon, just because he's the quote face of the franchise. And it will be interesting to see what happens next. I would expect we see Saquon week 1 practice.
Okay,
that's my new prediction.
Lock that in.
The same as my old prediction.
You said I think initially you thought he was going to come to training camp, right?
I said that there was a chance he didn't show up until week 1, and that this was all a dance, like the tango. I believe I compared it to.
Wow.
All right,
just get the steps right, and everything will be okay.
We got some college news to get to before we get to these Heisman Trophy picks.
Real quick, Sean, have you seen Eric Gray's quads? I posted a 4-shot.
Yeah, it's interesting. Mosaic. You had a quads folder already lined up, already moving past Saquon.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't go that deep.
No,
you don't evaluate
Guys,
the
quads?
situation.
No. But
well, I love a nice quad shot. What do you think, Colby?
I don't know.
You want a quads newsletter too? I know you get the play of the day.
I do get the play of the day, but I've been somehow I'm on Mickey Rourke's face right now. And I'm still perplexed on how it got there to this point.
Let us know if you want to hear Colby and I talk about things that need to be explored further.
Truth's out there.
Yeah,
and we got a little more truth. Thanks to some this week's edition
presents Real Men of DJs. Real Men of DJs. We salute you.
Bert Eugene Neff Jr. He is the gentleman who tried to place more than $100,000 in bets on the Alabama LSU game, of course, because he was texting with Alabama's head baseball coach in the sportsbook. And he was so egregious with it, he was yelling at the staff because they did not accept his $100,000 bet, saying, "I have inside information. Let me place this bet." They were even able to zoom in on his phone and see, like verbatim, his text conversations with the Alabama head coach. Oh, shout out to Bert Eugene Neff Jr.
First of all, lots of names in there, which wonder why you're trusting that guy. 2, the messaging app you're referring to is Signal. Shout out to Signal. If you're using anything else, you're just a lame ass person like this guy. 3rd, how is the guy that you're sending to place the bet so dumb that they would brag about the information to the people that you're trying to rob?
Why
well,
go to that
and he's
book?
trying to get down $100,000 on a college baseball game.
Part of the dumb.
I saw that FanDuel release that they took no action on that game. So you want to talk about a red flag?
So early on, college baseball experience host Noah Beanick. Shout out to Noah. He shared that with me, and I go, "What do you mean no action?" He said they didn't take any bets. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. So
well, it's in Ohio. That's what's more perplexing is like, if you're going to do this, I feel like Vegas probably gets a little bit of action on it. Like,
it's just so like who in their right mind that has ever placed a bet before would think it's a good idea to justify placing the bet way over their limit with saying I have inside information. No, don't worry. I have inside
You're
information.
savvy enough to know the college baseball head coach, but not savvy enough to know. That'd be like, I'm about to rob this convenience store. What are you announcing your intentions?
Shout out to that guy.
Also, the news broke while we were on vacation. Pat Fitzgerald out as Northwestern's head coach. Of course, we all took the over.
Yeah, change mine to the underside.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, at the car. Yeah, I mean, aren't they going to get rated in the portal?
Already, 4-star left today.
How bad is it if you're one of those kids, you show up at a new school and they just immediately
at the car wash? Yeah.
I'm hanging in there. I mean, we picked it at over 3.5. I think the team rallies around the fact that they're.
they're a bunch of pussies. Let's call Northwestern what they are. They're a bunch of pussies because
it's an Ivy League school.
It doesn't make
10.
any sense. You basically fired him because of PR, because your independent investigation had no proof of him, and then you retain all the other coaches.
Yeah. If it was such a toxic culture, how is he the only one knowing what was going on with the hazing? And the other thing that to me, he had hundreds of former players write letters to the administration speaking up in favor of him. People who have no vested interest in it.
He turned down Notre Dame to stay at Northwestern. This is someone that spent his whole life.
I got Northwestern to win the Big Ten West at 85-1. I'm not backing down.
Oh,
probably
back
get a better
down,
price.
buddy. Back down.
Get me out of that position as well, Sean.
No, we don't change our picks. Come on, what are we, Colby?
But I will say this. I mean, Colby, I believe, made Pat Fitzgerald his number one coach in the country last year.
This is a couple years ago. He was top 10.
Program.
Yeah, United States loses a couple battles. All of a sudden, the British, King, man, he's all right.
This is one of those programs that does something like this. They allow one thing to trump, like the how many players, the hundreds of good things that this man has done. It seems pretty objectively watching from afar that whether he had involvement in this or not, this guy should not have been, wouldn't have fired him if it was me.
Well, and also we are defending him because of our hazing policy that we don't want to be leaked out. So.
Yeah, we do have. What's on the dry erase board right now?
We are pretty biased when it comes to.
Who's the dwarf? Who's the dwarf?
Yeah,
the Shrek.
Yeah, we do have Noah on the Shrek's list right now. I mean, we are. This is out of control. Like they're letting one angry player.
Yeah.
Who, by the way,
it was a little more.
It evidence. Was Mike Gundy-esque in terms of the singling out of that one player. I think you played me a quote or read me something where he said 99.99% of my players would vouch for me.
Yeah, I mean that's what sucks. Dude, this dude really did. I mean he was a star linebacker for them. He turned down several opportunities to stay at the university for less money. So
is it a hot take to say like this would have been this wouldn't even have, this isn't a big deal? 15 years ago when we were in school, the idea that there was some sort of rite of passage, this is the problem with the nerds don't understand that sometimes there has to be a little pain to get to the end of the finish line. People that climb Mount Everest
sounds like a guy who's been paddled.
Never been paddled. I will say that. Now, did I have to? I'll never forget this. I after a couple of years after being out of school, Virginia Tech's rugby team had gone more official and they got put on probation for a couple of kids got locked in a closet and had to drink some alcohol. And it's like, okay. And I'll say this about the Pat Fitzgerald situation. There hasn't been a sports event that has brought more of old friends out of the woodwork to text and be like, dude, like what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
You said locked in the closet. I thought you were going to talk about Joe Theismann and his Oreos. Oh. That's a great. If you missed the Theismann interview, that was a lot of fun.
But to wrap it all up, this does seem like Northwestern as a program can't survive this close to the season, probably losing a lot of their best players.
They're a bunch of little bitches. They were the ones on like the COVID season too that were like, oh, we can't play football.
They did this to themselves. That's how fucking
yeah. And the SEC, this is why
no
the
snitching.
SEC,
no snitching.
Yeah, imagine
you see the Tennessee thing.
Which
over 200 violations. Yeah, not a problem.
No.
You can't punish those new kids.
That student journalist would have been in a fucking river face down.
That's true.
Someone would have, good old boy would have taken care of that. But up in Big Ten country, they have to, find the truth. And I got to be honest. If you're not,
did you see?
The independent law firm couldn't find the truth.
Real quick, coming back to the Tennessee thing, just for one moment. Jeremy Pruitt, of course, who's the Tennessee head coach who got them in trouble, or not really, because they got out of
Saban disciple.
Yeah, told investigators that George Floyd was on his mind when he gave a Tennessee player's mom $300 in a Chick-fil-A bag.
That would work at Northwestern. That would work, I feel like, at Northwestern.
What's the denomination of the bills that you need a bag?
Yeah, come on.
What are we doing?
Well, I love the one where he paid the hell out of the receiver that ended up going to Georgia.
Hold on.
Washington.
If you don't want people to think you're not committing a crime, Why are you putting $300 in a paper bag?
Yeah, that's a red flag right
What
there.
is going on? Anyway, yeah, it sucks. I mean, so not really, because like I don't know any Northwestern fans that aren't douchebags. So this doesn't actually make me sad.
Yeah, they're true private school pussies.
But I'm definitely taking the under. They're definitely private school pussies. And at the end of the day, once again, we got these rich elite people doing weird shit behind closed doors. Like what? I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, if I see Fitzgerald is going to sue. And apparently Bob Huggins is too. So this is just a great offseason for.
Oh, I mean,
Fitzgerald's gonna win.
Let's talk Bob Huggins before we do that. Shout out to Circa Sports, Circa Millions, and the Circa Survivor are back. We're going to be out in Las Vegas for the football weekend. It's a ton of fun. They have a bunch of parties. If you're signing up for the contest, you can get some discounts on rooms. August 24th through 26th, we'll be out there doing shows. Of course, Circa Millions, picking 5 NFL teams against the spread, $6 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Survivor, $8 million in guaranteed prizes. You got to come out to Vegas. Sign up. Again, sign up in Vegas. You can play the contest, the season-long contest from anywhere. And also, obviously, Circa Sports, great place to get down on your futures. We pulled all these odds from a website, and then I was checking on Circa Sports. A lot of times, especially with the long shot stuff, like some of the stuff that's 100 to 1, 200 to 1 for the Heisman Trophy, Circa has it like 200 to 1, 250. They also have yes no on Heisman Trophy, which is a really fun market as well. Circasports.com for all the details.
Sorry, the Circa, obviously the fact that they list no for everything.
Oh, it's so great.
Means that their yes price is going to be truer.
Yes.
And so that's going to lead to that extra value you talked about, Sean. And yeah, again, was recently asked this question 3 times. No, it's not sketchy to enter contest picks through a random guy that you meet once in Vegas.
Yeah.
I know, but I said the question is always random guy, proxy, whatever. Not weird.
No,
not weird.
We have a proxy.
Gotta get over the hump.
We've been entering these contests for 8-9 years through our proxy.
Yeah, we're getting old. It's been longer than 8-9 years, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just an easy setup. Lots of guys over at SGPN do it. So
yes, use our proxy. Getting back to the Bob Huggins story, which again, I don't know, we should have nominated him. Real Men of Degens, of course. Gets has a couple cold ones.
Blaming your wife is kind of weak.
Has a couple cold ones. Blacks out. Ends up in Pittsburgh. Doesn't know what state he's in. Then he resigns. Then what really to me is the interesting story.
He was recycling, Sean.
I got a couple loose cans here at the bottom of my truck.
Well,
the
quick,
funniest
Sean,
thing was he had a flat tire. Then he tries to leave the scene. Oh,
we did used to recycle, and it would make your car smell like
Hold on, I want to ask you this.
And your breath.
Look, we've all been severely fucked up several times.
I guess that's why I'm not gonna. There's been times where I thought I was in a different state and operating. And again, you shouldn't do that. You deserve to be punished.
Yeah.
If you live in like the DMV, I feel like it's very, very possible to. But like Pittsburgh,
you talking about
Pennsylvania,
like in the Department of Motor Vehicles?
You're the Four Corners in Southwest Colorado.
Not everyone knows the DMV.
Yeah, my point is there's a couple spots where I feel like that's a normal thing.
You might not know what state you're in.
Yeah, but not his.
All-time favorite thing that obviously our generation will never get is the stories from your dads and uncles about how when they were kids and they were fucked up, the cops would pull them over and just tell them to be careful on their way home. It's like that. Okay.
It's a simpler time.
Yeah,
it's before. I mean, there were people who got George Bush got a DUI in the state of Texas in like the 1950s or like 1960s. That was before they had breathalyzers. Do you know how drunk you have to be in the state of Texas with being like a well-connected person?
He's hanging out with Dan Marino's dynamic wife. All right.
Hold on, but we didn't talk about.
Wait, what do we?
We didn't talk about him suing. This is the best part.
Yeah, sorry.
So he resigns, or did he resign?
Yeah, well, he resigns, or his wife sends an email, but he also meets with the athletic director, clears out his office.
Yeah,
clears out his office, and then sues the university. Is suing the university, saying I didn't. Maybe he didn't actually sign the paperwork that they had for. I don't know, but. This is a great. You gotta love that move. Like
I thought it was the text message was sent from his phone, but his wife was the one who sent the text.
Well, Mac did co-sign and say he doesn't do email.
Okay.
So we had that as a real thing, but I love the cleaning out the office.
Yeah, that's a sign. You know what he reminds me of? Do you remember that episode of Seinfeld where Costanza, he's like, "That's it, I'm out of here, I quit," and then he shows up Monday morning, pretends he doesn't quit.
But what do you even explain? Like, there's nothing in your office. I was just giving us more room to recruit.
I mean, clearly he thought he was fired. He quote unquote resigned, and then his lawyer's like, "Dude, what the fuck? If you if you resign, they don't have to pay out the rest of your contract." He's like, "Oh shit, maybe I didn't resign." And I mean, I'm sure that's what happened, right?
But it's his alma mater. What's he doing?
Because he realizes there's no loyalty. Everyone's trying to fuck you. That's the story. That's the lesson here.
They had loyalty. They let the radio conversation go.
They just let his loose radio conversation go.
And to be fair, Xavier fans hit him in the face with a dildo or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was. Or hit him.
I mean, if someone hit me in the face with a dildo,
no one ever talks about that side.
Might have. I wouldn't.
Yeah, no one ever talks about that side of it.
Well, I mean, I guess there are two sides sometimes.
All right,
but I will say we should talk about the Heisman.
Let's go.
Speaking of
Heisman
dildo,
Trophy
and by the way, I will say did pick up some Oreos thanks to Joe. We really got to get that going viral. Like just everyone tweet out that you thanks to Joe Theismann.
You'd never heard of Oreos before, and
you found them because Joe Theismann. All right, so we got the hilarious 500 to 1 tier. Or anyone worth talking about? Do we want to talk about the history of the award or anything like that?
No, I mean
we get started? It's basically quarterbacks now.
It's been pretty quarterback heavy.
That's once again go back to your running back conversation.
Yeah,
this is just terrible. I think it's terrible for 2023 that we it's like 8,000 quarterbacks. You can't. This used to be dominated by running backs, and you would have a chance as a wide receiver. Now it's just it has to be a quarterback.
Well, Devonta Smith did win it in 2020 , but other than that,
he had other
took a COVID year
stats.
For that to happen.
And all right, so we'll ignore the
last running back to win it, Derrick Henry, 2015.
Derrick Henry is so good. All right, so we'll ignore some of these other guys, but there are two quarterbacks down here at 500 to 1. Mikey Keene and Donovan Smith. Either of those guys stand out as high. I mean, Fresno State, obviously. Tedford's done it before.
But they don't give it to Group of Five guys now. See, it's evolved. Back in the day when Andre Ware and Ty Detmer were winning this thing, they were like, "Hey, whoever puts up the best stats, we'll give it to you." But then June Jones came to Hawaii. And we can't give Timmy Chang the Heisman every year.
I was gonna say Bailey Zappi had a pretty spectacular year. Didn't sniff it.
Yeah, so that's just burning money.
All right, so dropping down to 400 to 1, I'll do the same thing. I'll ignore anything not a quarterback. Seth Hennigan, JoJo Earl, great name. Frank of TCU.
JT Daniels at Rice. Oh, Frank Harris.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said Frank Harris from UTSA.
Yeah. Captain Harris.
Michael Pratt from Tulane, and Athon,
the Greek rifle.
Kalek Manis.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that. Frank Harris is at least a name that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he would be the only one. But again, to Colby's point, UTSA is not getting a Heisman Trophy.
All right,
winner.
so then we get to a name 300 to 1. Now we get to a name that I've heard some of these names. These are probably just being put here because the name brand. So JT Daniels at Rice.
He's been in college for 40 years. That's always nice.
I mean, he's up there with Stetson Bennett, isn't he?
Well, he played with Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
He was at USC. He was at West Virginia. He was at Georgia. Now he's at Rice.
Stetson Bennett's in LA. Can we track him down? And
still not graduated. He's taking his online classes.
Well, exactly. He's not. He can't even, he's not a graduate. He's perfect for the show. Let's get him on. So JT Daniels, Travis Hunter, who by the way is a defensive back. I know
and a wide receiver.
Maybe going to play both ways. For Colorado, that has to be there just to have him because dumb people will bet it. And then Hunter Deckers at Iowa State. Shout out to Decker though. I did drive by.
I actually think if you're going to play any of those, you want to go either Stewart or Hunter. Like, as in
so Evan Stewart from Texas A&M wide receiver. I didn't mention him.
That guy's a fucking stud.
And
if they can throw the ball at all, if Road Rash Face can come in and throw the ball a little bit.
And Trayshawn Holden from Alabama. To finish up the 300.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to pass much.
All right, so but we're not
nothing catch him out.
All right, 250 to 1. I'll just read these guys. Blake's Shapen, Devin Neal, Marshawn Lloyd.
Neal's not a bad idea there.
Kansas running back. You then have Javonte Barnes from Oklahoma, Drew Pine, quarterback, Arizona State, Grayson McCall,
Big Bird,
Coastal. Again, the teal turf probably excludes him from nominations. There's no way old people are watching that shit. Armani Goodwin from LSU, the running back, and Kyron Drones from my Hokies.
How did he get on there?
I don't know.
He's got a good PR department in Blacksburg.
Again, some of these down here, it's like on Grayson McCall. Like this is one of those ones where like, hey, there's some real value here on Grayson McCall.
No, we're still not in stuff that might actually happen.
That's a Power 5 quarterback.
Nah, burning money.
Colby's making the face.
Burning
200 to 1.
Yeah.
Lad McConkey.
Hey, I mean, I still think you're pissing away money, but I'm saying
receiver.
like,
And then you have a slew of quarterbacks here: Chandler Morris from TCU, Peyton Thorne from Auburn, Jalen DeLora, who we watched carve up UCLA last year, Sean for Arizona.
Yeah.
Colin is it
Schlee
from UCLA? Emory Jones.
Is he going to be the starter?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emory Jones from Cincinnati and
Shedeur Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
200 to 1. You're telling me there's a chance. Here's the thing.
Stop it,
Imagine
guys.
if they
win,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Would anyone be shocked if you read this headline? Deion Sanders' son wins the Heisman Trophy.
Yes.
A man,
Yes.
the genetics
Not
of him
this year.
alone.
Not this
Ryan,
year.
before the show, we were just talking
Not
about
this
how Deion Sanders was the only guy to have a inside the park home run and scored a touchdown in the same goddamn week, and he's coaching his son in the sport of football in that thin air.
Daniel Jones hasn't even completed 2 passes in a row in the same goddamn week.
The greatest thing about that, the highlight we are watching, is the line drive to center field. Bo Jackson's playing shallow.
Yeah.
He's the center fielder, and he fully lays out. I mean, truly amazing just to see the level of passion that Deion Sanders played with. So I see your point. I just don't think Colorado's going to be there. You do need to win games.
It's just a fun 200 to 1. I think he's like 250 to 1 at Circuit.
You can shop and find bigger numbers. Cade McNamara from Iowa.
Wait, that would be a hilarious play because if they're they're going for that 25-point total every week.
Well, that
elusive 25 points.
This is a legit Power 5 team that could be playing for a conference championship.
Oh,
but
come on.
Iowa offensive player.
Come on.
There's no way, but that was a hilarious one because just the fact that the offensive coordinator gets fired, he doesn't score 25 points a game.
Come on.
And then who else do we have? Jack Plummer or wait?
That's not
Jaden Blue from Texas, Dorian Singer from USC, Dominic Lovett from Georgia.
I think
Jack Plummer
will put up big time stats this year. I think
that's interesting. There's a lot of people that are high on Louisville.
I'm one of them.
All right. Well, I mean, I see the angle of. I mean, people want Louisville to be back. He's related to
Jake? No.
Jake? No.
Oh. How is that possible?
Well, then that was going to be.
He's got to be related.
He's not related.
He's related to some plumber though.
Oh,
right?
Friend of the program.
Spencer Sanders and Taven Jackson. I mean, Spencer Sanders.
We don't know if he's starting. Don't throw away your money.
Yeah.
There's a three QB race there.
Does Spencer Sanders go somewhere else and start?
I mean, yes, he probably would.
He at 200 to 1. Maybe that's interesting. Maybe someone gets hurt. Yeah, I'm out on. I could see. I like the McNamara angle, but I see your veto saying an Iowa offensive player is never going to win the Heisman. Fair point. All right, 150 to 1. Did anyone else want?
I'm gonna get some of that.
DeLora? Did we want to add that? Peyton Thorne? You were gonna say someone earlier.
No, you got to remember the East Coast bias, guys.
Oh wow, here we go.
They never take. There's you got to be at USC to win the fucking Heisman on the West Coast.
Could put up the funny stats though, right?
Of course, but they're not gonna watch those games are on Pac-12 Network. You have better luck.
We watched him in person. He was scrappy.
Shader Sanders is the only one at 200 to 1. But Colby's putting down. Colby, you're in on Jack Plummer.
I'm gonna take a shot on Jack Plummer.
Okay.
All right.
And I when this next there's a couple more that I like coming.
Is Spencer Sanders not the favorite to be the starter right now for Ole Miss?
No, it's last year's starter, Jackson Dart.
Dart, former USC kid. All right, 150 to 1. You got.
Well, I'll jump out right here. Friend of the program, Carson Steele of the UCLA Bruins. Now I know you're saying, why are you taking a running back? That could never happen.
Boomer.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Let's say, you know, they lost DTR, who was obviously a huge part of their offense. Let's say Chip Kelly, hey, we don't have the same quarterback we had previously. We are going to pound the rock. We are going to give it to Carson Steele.
I like it.
We are going to feed him a ton. If you remember, LaShawn McCoy, what was his best year as a Philadelphia running back? It was 2013. First year in the Chip Kelly system.
What about the West Coast bias though? Because UCLA maybe is high profile enough.
Here's again, like a lot of times, what makes the difference at the end of the for award voting like this is personality. Carson Steele has a great personality.
He's got a gator.
UCLA, the Gator thing. He's a good interview. He's a good hang. You could see him. He's got the hair flowing out of the helmet.
True.
You could see them packaging a Carson Steele Heisman Trophy candidacy. Again, it's 150 to 1 for a reason.
Hair is a huge boost because it's going to give you that aesthetic beauty.
Easy saying, does Chip Kelly know how to pound the rock? He's a pass first guy. I wouldn't always say that. I think it depends on the,
go back,
the type
watch
of team
Oregon.
he is.
Yeah, Oregon, like Mariota ran a lot, and so I don't know that I would fully agree with that.
Those running backs put up numbers though. Well, Michael James was the one.
I'm just saying, there's a world where Carson Steele has a bonkers statistical year.
But he's a running back, and he'd have to score what, 40 touchdowns? What's the number of touchdowns that gets the running back a Heisman?
40's insane.
But if he scored 40, would he get the Heisman?
I mean, I would assume, but you never know. The running backs don't get any love these days. But
here's
got a
Derrick Henry's stat line when he won in 2015. 395 attempts.
Jesus.
2,219 yards. 5.6 yards per carry.
Nice.
Again, Carson Steele led the league in yards after contact.
Nation.
28 touchdowns. So again,
40.
Because he's in LA.
You got the LA
Alabama. Yeah.
I think if he gets 30 touchdowns, we're talking about him.
And maybe a short Kardashian stint. They can get him over the top. All right, so we got Audric is it S time from Notre Dame, the running back, Tyler Sau, Alan Bowman, Oklahoma State. Honestly,
7-year plan.
Did not even Carson Steele, Graham Mertz, he sucks. But speaking of 7-year plans, and I think I touted him last year. Phil Jerkovich, he's at Pitt. Always intriguing.
No, you can't take a Narduzzi quarterback.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett was a first round.
That's because though they hired Mark Whipple, who passed the ball, and then Narduzzi's like, "Get the fuck out of here! We won the ACC. We don't want to do that."
He undid that immediately. Then you got Trey Benson, running backs: Trey Benson, Trey Sanders, and Raheem Sanders. These guys just stink. I like it because you remember the names, but Keaton Slovis at BYU. 150 to 1. Are we pausing there for a second?
I mean, this guy gets injured going to the water fountain. You know what I mean?
That's nice. And that's, you got to watch out. Remember back when we were kids, you'd go and drink from the hose. Imagine parents being told that today. Hey, at practice, they're going to drink from a fucking hose.
Our football team, it was literally basically like a water trough. It was a PVC pipe, and they just drilled holes in it.
The assistant coach is like a fucking plumber.
Oh my god! We'll have to say that for the uncensored show. But the shenanigans my football coaches were up to. The sickest I've ever been was when I drank some of that pipe water, dude. I rarely ever get sick. Ryan, how many times have I? We've been doing the show for what, 11 years? Have I ever said I can't do a show because I'm sick? No.
Sean already definitely in the Immune System Hall of Fame.
Immune System Hall of Fame. I think it might have been from that fucking pipe water.
First ballot entry. Sean's never been sick, actually. It's only been allergies.
No, I mean,
it's only ever allergies.
I do have allergies. Yeah. No, I'm not.
Then you had Harold Perkins Jr.
State of mind.
LSU. Why do they even put these defensive players? And Brennan Armstrong at NC State.
7-year plan.
all right. First of all,
Brennan Armstrong is fun.
So here's my counter.
The Wolfpack.
Macro take on college football. The NIL and the transfer portal is going to allow us to enjoy players a lot longer. They just won't be on the same team.
Yeah.
So it might get a little.
This is part of the.
But the names are the same. I like that.
This is part of the exercise.
Yeah, that's why we're going through all these things.
I do love the NC State over 6.5.
Do we have to talk about Graham Mertz just because he's playing in Florida? No, right?
I mean, no, he's not going to win. So you got to really dive deep.
So we're only trying to get guys who win because I'm just doing friends of the program or guys that we want to have on the show.
Next up, Will Rogers. So 120-1 now. Will Rogers, quarterback at Mississippi State.
Don't do that. He's not in the gun. He's not in the air raid anymore. He's not
we got Tua's younger brother over at Maryland in the Big Ten. Jackson Arnold, the quarterback out of Oklahoma, and Tanner,
backup quarterback, right? I mean, that's Dylan Gabriel's.
Oh, you're right.
But remember, Dylan Gabriel does that pussy late slide all the time. So I'm rooting for Arnold to get in the game.
But yeah, I mean, you can't take a backup quarterback at 120-1. That's
Tanner
insane.
Mordecai out of Wisconsin, Riley Leonard.
Now that again, I don't like that Wisconsin's switching to the dairy raid or whatever.
Yeah,
I think that's
horrible.
You shouldn't be doing that in the. I mean, also you recruited all these other guys
in the great state of Wisconsin. You can go ahead and say it.
Yeah, come on. Like you're supposed to be about big ugly dudes slamming into each other, but they're certainly going to be passing more. You're going to be able to get some stats.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay for everyone to wear a bikini now. That's what's going on. I mean, I would do Riley Leonard at Duke and Emeka. How do you say his last name?
Igbuka.
Yeah. Okay. Igbuka.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ohio State puts up crazy numbers. So,
but I think again, it's a quarterback or nothing. Mordecai, I think to Sean's point that you can at least build a case there.
Yeah.
Can you build a case for? You can't build a case for a Duke quarterback. All right, 100-1.
Oh, no? You hear what he said? Can't build a case for a Duke quarterback. You know, Daniel Jones is a Duke quarterback.
To win the this is a Heisman. Look below us. There's letters that line up to say Heisman. 100-1. Tyler Van Dyke. Again, I want to say maybe I suggested the fact that
Colby, you're talking about a guy with 15 passing touchdowns.
How much money did they give him, Sean?
He used the legs a little bit. Wow.
Hell, Trey Lance could throw 15 touchdowns this year.
I didn't know Colby was a fucking accountant. I didn't know. Where am I at, Sean? We got Big Cinco.
Did you do Plumlee?
Did I do?
Oh, you already hit Plumlee.
No, Plumlee out of UCF, Buckner out of Alabama, who
now Buckner,
not starting.
Colby, from what I'm hearing, Ty Simpson has the lead on the job, right?
I don't know.
Alabama,
I think it's. I last I heard was Buckner, but I mean, they also have three guys that I think could be seeing the field.
Yeah. So I think Sean's suggesting a bet whoever wins the job strategy.
Well, I mean, again, an Alabama quarterback at 100-1. I mean,
they're going to suck this year. I mean,
they're not going to suck.
They're not going to suck.
They're going to suck by losing 2.
They're not going to make the playoff this year. We discussed Big Cinco, like maybe not being the guy, but that's.
I just don't. He's a guy. I understand how you could talk yourself into
5-star.
We don't even know that he's starting though with Aiden Childs there.
But again, like eye test for me, Big Cinco is just not doing it.
New system could be better for him. Who knows? I'm with you though. Running back out of Michigan, Donovan Edwards. Brock Vandegrift out of Georgia. Starting? Not starting.
No. Not starting.
Jalen Daniels out of Kansas.
Hot dog. We got to win.
Yeah, that's
put me down.
Get in on that right now.
All right, let's.
And you can get 200-1, 250-1. I mean,
Sean, send a memo to accounting to free up some resources for us to invest in Jalen Daniels.
He also, besides Carson Steele, he has a ton of personality. Did you see the video of him with a chain where he has a video? So it's like a chain, and he's got like a little video, like a Tamagotchi size screen, and on that screen are just highlights of his season. That's the type of swag you need to win a damn Heisman Trophy. And I know we think, it's Kansas, they're not going to get the love, but he was getting the love. I think as late as October, he was second on ESPN's Heisman
he was putting up ridiculous numbers.
Yeah.
He was throwing for like 350 and running for like 150 every game. So
they should include off-field antics in the Heisman.
As long as they kind of do, yeah.
As long as they don't give Reggie Bush back his, they should allow it. And I think
don't take away OJ's.
Oh, I think he sold it.
He got it done on the field.
He's asking the NCAA to get back his Heisman that he sold because he was looking to raise some money.
For the younger audience who haven't watched Norm Macdonald host the ESPYs, it's an all-time great sports comedy celebration. And
would you want me to play it?
Oh, if you can find the joke, certainly. But there's the Charles Woodson joke about Norm Macdonald talking about Charles Woodson.
Yeah. I know. I believe I have it bookmarked on Twitter actually.
Oh wow, look at you, Ryan.
Wow.
This was not really meant to be an online take, but all these people complaining about Twitter are just idiots and don't know how to use Twitter.
Okay, Kramer, while you're pulling that up, of course, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Oh man, Kramer and I are going to keep continuing all these Best Ball Mania drafts. Get $15 million in prizes, $15 million guaranteed. They just launched this new weekly winners format where it's best ball. So again, you don't have to set your lineup every week. They set your optimal lineup, but they have weekly winners. The weekly winners game, they're giving away $20,000 each week. It's only $15 to enter. So imagine you enter for $15 and then you essentially have a DFS Millie Maker type entry every week of the season. Super fun. They also have NFL Pick'em. So again, if maybe your state doesn't have legal, NFL player prop betting, Underdog Fantasy, perfect way to get involved there. Go to underdogfantasy.com, use promo code SGPN, get 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
I do in fact have it bookmarked.
Oh, great.
in my in the old tweets. Let's fire it up. Audio only.
And there's Charles Wood.
Actually,
you had it.
Yeah, no, I was gonna. No, I'm not gonna show it.
And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? And what a season he had.
He's awkwardly smiling.
Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you, unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case. All bets are off. Just a word of advice.
Just a word of advice.
Oh my God. Imagine if that happened today.
So good.
Oh wow. All right. So
now we're actually getting into some realistic.
Yeah.
things.
So we paused at Big Cinco, but said maybe not the starter. Jalen Daniels we're buying. Will Howard, Kansas State. Devin Leary, Kentucky. Hudson Card, Purdue. Jackson Dart, Ole Miss. I do think that
thanks.
Whoever starts for Lane is someone you should bet in a way that you can sell in the secondary market. Cause much like the year that we gifted Colby that awesome bonus incentive,
Matt Corral,
and he failed to sell it in time. But the price went from, I believe, 40 to 1 down to like 2 to 1, maybe less. He might have even been the favorite at one point. So I do think marking Jackson Dart / Spencer Sanders, whoever wins the job, I think the price will still be pretty long.
All right, keep an eye on that. I mean, you could talk me into the Lane Kiffin.
Sean, this is something we buy at the Circa.
Yeah,
and then we when the price is right, we go on.
But we'll never sell. So
it's true. It's true.
We always talk about we don't hedge, but if we were to hedge, this is the strategy.
Ohio State running.
I'm not gonna if he's dominating so well that has value, I'm gonna talk myself into being like, oh fuck yeah, you're right. You're gonna win all this money.
It's fair. 80 to 1 tier. Trayvon Henderson at Ohio State. One of the few. I mean, you can talk yourself into that a couple of years ago, maybe not now.
If they committed to the run more, I think I'd be on board with that.
Jeff Sims, Nebraska. Ty Simpson, Alabama. Quinshawn Judkins.
He's a beast. He's a fucking beast. That's the dude that we were at the A&M game.
I was gonna say he tore up A&M, which was filled with a lot of guys who got paid to be there. Dante Moore, UCLA, and Cam Rising up in Utah. That's one that I would pause on real quick. I mean,
I saw Jake in the chat suggesting like Cam Rising 80 to 1.
He's coming off an ACL though.
That would
again, that's why in the Rose Bowl.
That's why I'm out on Utah because I think their schedule's so tough early, like we were talking about, and I just think you can't bounce back. But if you were to talk about an 80-1, maybe they're in the mix of this college football playoff. 80-1.
All right. So then
80-1. I'm intrigued, but I'm still out on Rising.
All right. We just paused. We can move on. Braylon Allen, Wisconsin running back. Devin Brown, Ohio State quarterback, not slated to win the job right now. I don't think.
No.
And I love the names that they clearly just put on here so their parents can bet on them. Nicholas Singleton, Penn State running back.
He's nasty.
Yeah, but come on. If I will say Penn State, because Penn State's history with running backs and the way that a Penn State running back looks,
you need a Saquon Barkley season.
But back to the hair of Carson Steele, I think the jersey of Penn State can amplify a running back.
Franco Harris,
especially does he return kickoffs like a true Penn State?
I don't know if
back?
he will this year.
He has though.
Yeah.
Okay. Checking that box. We got Will Shipley over at Clemson, and then our first tight end, who Brock Bowers. Sorry. Let's finish the 81 first. So are you going to take Singleton or no?
No, I mean, look, if there was one right there, I think that's the one that catches my eye. I'm not going to take it, but if there was one, I think that's what I would do there.
All right, dropping to 60-1 all by himself. Brock Bowers. The argument here is he was arguably the best tight end in the country last year.
Yeah,
and he's come back.
Yeah,
Did he have to come back?
No.
I love tight ends, but he's not going to get this. Come on.
How many touchdowns would he need to score?
Probably 20.
40. No,
like 25 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he could score.
I don't think he can, man.
He could score 25. This team's going to be nasty.
Corum is possible, but
Blake Corum at 50-1, along with KJ Jefferson and Jalen Milroe. Who is the starter in Alabama?
I don't know. I think it's close, man. I've heard it's Buckner. I've heard it's Milroe. I've heard Simpson.
You've heard a lot. Spencer Rattler at South Carolina wraps up the 50-1 guys. Obviously, Rattler fits the big Cinco mold of former 5-star, doing something different. He actually had some success last year. My issue with Rattler is he is a pussy. And the second anything becomes real, he's going to choke. I hate it for Shane Beamer, but Spencer Rattler is going to break.
Yeah.
And if you know what's going to happen, here's my prediction. He doesn't have the best year in college, and the second the NFL scouts see him throw at a combine, they start getting hard and wanting to fucking. It's going to be ridiculous. We're going to be talking about Spencer Rattler as a first round NFL prospect. I want nothing to do with any of these guys. Are we passing on all of them?
Yes.
Sean?
Yeah, no, I mean, you understand the scenarios of these guys, but I'll wait till Alabama announces their quarterback. Maybe I'll consider that, but no, other than that, right now I'm passing.
I do think you can pencil in the Alabama quarterback in the same bucket as the Ole Miss quarterback. Probably going to gain value, but probably also not win. So you'd have to want to hedge or sell it in the secondary market, which Sean pointed out we will never do. So what's the fucking point? Dylan Gabriel at Oklahoma.
So Dylan Gabriel's interesting. Like I know I was on the under for them for the win total, but you do have a quarterback they are plus 340 to win the Big 12, plus 700 to get to the college football playoffs. Yeah. So I don't know, a quarterback at that price with that offense. I don't know. You can see the case, but
that's the only way. But that's the problem. Is that's really the only narrative.
Yeah.
And if this team is good, it's probably going to be because their defense, right? Isn't that the way?
No, I think the offense will be fine. Jeff Lebby's running it, but it's that bitch made offense. So I mean,
but Colby, the bitch made offenses are the ones that put up a ton of stats.
That's true. That's true. But that's why I'm going to go with something else. That's Connor Wegman.
Okay, talk me into Connor Wegman.
Well, Road Rash Face is the new offense coordinator, Bobby Petrino of Texas A&M. Now, I am a little skeptical because I saw Jimbo Fisher historically has not relinquished plays to his offensive coordinator. He calls them. And even at SEC Media Day today, he said that Petrino will not call the plays. So I'm a little wary here, but Petrino was Lamar Jackson's coach in college when he won a Heisman Trophy. He will open that fucking offense up, and they are full of 5-stars. So and they play in the SEC, which gets covered over the top. So I mean, Wegman at 40-1. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the under Texas A&M win total. So if I I see the case for 40 to 1, but I'm holding off. Kramer, what are you doing?
Easy in the chat has a question for Colby. Since 1970, how many non-quarterback white guys have won the Heisman?
Wait. So the question,
how many white guys who don't play quarterback, who don't play the quarterback position, have won the Heisman?
Well, we got Tebow
since 1970. Great answer.
Andre Ware, right? Andre Ware.
No.
Right?
No. How many white guys who don't play quarterback?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So if you eliminated quarterback, how many white guys have won the Heisman? I mean, seeing Jason White winning the Heisman is just crazy.
I don't think anybody, right? I'm trying to think right now.
I'm scrolling down the list and I've not found someone yet, and I'm in the 80s.
Christian McCaffrey would have been the one that would have been closest, right? Someone in the 70s.
George Rogers. It's just a statue.
He's black. Yeah. No.
What about John Cappelletti?
Oh, there we go. We're home.
1973 running back, Penn State.
So I thought it was going to be Steve Owens, 1969 fullback.
Who's Johnny Rogers?
Johnny Rogers,
Nebraska. I'm going to guess he also
might have been white.
Yeah, he's a running back too. All right, moving along. Wow, Easy asked the question. We got to listen.
We owe it to the
It's a very race-driven episode, by the way.
Easy puts in the work. We got to answer the simple questions. All right, 40 to 1. So we're not in on Spencer Rattler. R.I.P. Shane.
I just don't think South Carolina will be good enough. They'll be like 6-6 or 7.
So you're in on 40 to 1. Gabriel and Wegman. You're in on Wegman. I think your logic's sound. I'll co-sign that just simply because of what they could be talent wise.
Yeah, they got road rash face too. Like
Sean used the argument for Oklahoma. It's the
no,
same,
but I didn't end up pulling the trigger on.
But it's the same argument for Texas A&M. Is all I was saying.
I'm gonna.
You then have the highest or the lowest odds for a non-quarterback Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, I think if the fantasy community had anything to do with it, this motherfucker is the greatest prospect ever.
Just a perfect cameo for the time for the gun.
I would never say anything about Marvin Harrison Jr. is the greatest. I mean, it's honestly an SNL bit. Everyone says he's the greatest prospect ever, as if Marvin Harrison Sr. has a gun to their head. That's the scouting report.
I'm not going to say anything bad about him.
He's perfect.
We should just take him at a
30 to 1
out of respect.
All right, we'll just end the show here.
No, he's really good. I mean, look at that Georgia game. Georgia had no answer to stop him. He gets injured. Georgia comes back.
I think his path is very similar to Devonta Smith, right? I mean.
Yeah,
he could put up those kind of bonkers numbers.
Not a bad play.
Bonkers numbers at a big time program, a team that's probably going to be in the college football playoff or at least sniffing around there.
Not a bad play.
Jump
in on that
at the quarterback position.
I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Harrison. I mean, would you rather take?
So smart, such a savvy move.
Yeah, I'm not. You guys are going to badmouth Marvin Harrison. Do it on your own time.
He allegedly walked up to someone in the middle of the street with an antique gun and just
allegedly. Do your own Googling.
Well, I mean, normally that's a good sign for winning the Heisman Trophy.
Kyle McCord, we'll get to him in just a second. He's 18 to 1. Like to me, Marvin Harrison, he has the name. He's much more explosive. And I don't know. Does Ohio State have that same level of star power at the receiving position? Like they
do.
He's got the
It's the number one.
So I like it. It's not a bad play.
It's the most star-studded, not like position group in the nation.
No, but I'm saying like there's no other of the Ohio State receivers that are anywhere close to.
I think the Mbuka guy.
I think everyone they have on their roster is nasty.
No, but I'm saying are they legit? Do you think they have?
Well, if you have Marvin Harrison Jr. on the team, and then you also have guys that are like at the same caliber as Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson playing as a number 2 and number 3, they could put up crazy stats. I don't know. I mean. Think about the team that Garrett Wilson was on. That Jackson Smith and Jigba had those games.
Yeah, I'm going to go Harrison at 30 to 1. This is a fun one.
It's beautiful. I think it's important that the show invests in Marvin Harrison. The entire family, really. 25 to 1. We have
just a real quick stat line for Devonta Smith from his Heisman year: 117 catches, 1,856 yards, 23 receiving touchdowns. So, I mean,
he could do that.
I think he could.
He could do that.
I mean, I'll shop
He's great.
around.
He's so
if he has
good.
a big game in the Michigan game or the Penn State
He's
game,
so
then
good.
boom.
All right, what did he do last year? What was his last
77
year?
catches, 1263, 14 touchdowns. So compared to Devonta Smith the year before he won it, they almost had the exact same stat line: 1,256 receiving yards, 14 touchdowns, 68 catches. So Harrison had 9 more catches, almost exactly the same number of receiving yards and the same number of touchdowns.
Yeah,
So I like it.
Julian Fleming, another wide receiver, projected to start there, along with stud freshman Carnell Tate, who I'm sure Colby knows all about. All right. An antique gun too. What a gangster move. Tennessee's Joe Milton and Penn State's Drew Allar at 25-1. Obviously, both of these teams, I think if you have a contender from Penn State, Drew Allar is interesting to me. I'm not buying Joe Milton. To me, I'm completely out on. This is one I don't
both
understand.
are interesting though because they will get the national coverage.
But why are we on Joe Milton not sucking for the first time?
Well, that offense is very easy.
But I'm with Colby. If you're talking price for Penn State, I think you could talk me into Singleton, and Kramer was saying the same thing at 80-1 versus Allar at 25-1.
Heck, it's a quarterback's award.
Yeah, but I mean, you're getting 3 times the odds.
This really just kind of represents the fringe of the playoff contenders this year.
I think they're just getting like their odds are just that low, just because, to your point, they have decent odds to get the college football playoff and their quarterbacks.
And
but
Joe Milton plays in Knoxville against Georgia, so it's like if they were to win that game.
Yeah, I think Joe, but they're I'm not in on Joe Milton. That's a personal decision. 18-1, a bunch of guys here. We got Kyle McCord, who we were talking to Ohio State. He's projected to be the guy. Sam Hartman, Notre Dame. Carson Beck, Georgia. Drake May, UNC. Bo Nix, still in college, Oregon, and JJ McCarthy up at Michigan. Obviously, the McCarthy angle is interesting with the consistency that Michigan has been making the playoff.
Yeah, you could see that, and remember they don't play a Power 5 in the non-con. They canceled the UCLA series.
But Bo Nix probably the guy who is the biggest sleeper. I mean,
I like Oregon to win the conference. I like their over. I should like Bo Nix, but 18-1 feels pretty
also,
shitty for
new
Bo
offensive
Nix.
coordinator.
Value is probably zapped out of this. I think he was a bit better. Drake May, obviously being a top pick. 18-1.
I do. You know what? Maybe
Carson Beck being the Georgia guy. That's like a cheat. Sam Hartman. This is an interesting tier of guys because they all have very realistic paths to winning it. To me, though, I don't know how you take one of these guys that's like showing up to a new situation.
Yeah, I mean, I still like Oregon, but at 18-1, doesn't feel like it makes much sense.
But isn't Oregon a big enough brand that if Bo Nix did start the season off well, that let's say Oregon does make their run,
probably, but it's still going against you. Like if
you don't think their path is easier than some of these other paths?
No, the top of the Pac-12 is really they're the only conference with 5 win totals.
Are any of these guys appealing to you?
Not really. I mean, McCarthy I could be talked into because I think he can really fluff up them stats. And
Hartman too, I guess you could say, because of just Notre Dame. Like the media would just be rock hard to give the Heisman Trophy to a Notre Dame quarterback.
That's
like it's a dream scenario for the media.
Yeah,
Harbaugh's part of the intent of his sleepover recruitment is about the fluffing. You know what I mean? They fluff those pillows. 16-1, Cade Klubnik.
That's an interesting one because of Garrett Riley coming in. And
Redemption tour, Clemson.
And Clemson plays when you're playing Boston College, you can light it up. You know what I mean?
It's just way too small.
And Jordan Travis. So obviously Jordan Travis stands out at 16-1 because of the where they're starting the season off.
My only thing about Travis is he's a bit.
I'm out.
He runs a lot, so and like that's what.
And I think in general,
injured.
Florida State is just getting way too much hype.
But that's what helps him.
But I'm saying is that he gets injured a lot.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying the fact that they're starting at the top, like this is their year to make the playoff. It's been decided.
Yeah.
And so at 16,
but I don't like that. I'm not betting that.
I'm not either. Florida State. Like, why is Florida State somehow an important team in college, the fabric of college football?
They've been not relevant.
Bobby Bowden.
But like they're not yeah, it's a wild situation. I don't understand why they need to be included in the elite. Quinn Ewers at Texas at 12-1, along with Michael Penix Jr. at Washington, feel like the two that I would just circle and say one of these two guys is winning the Heisman. If I'm betting the favorite,
which one? Penix and
Ewers.
Colby, you're a big fan of the Texas program in general. Why do you?
I think they would give. I see what you did there, and I think they would give it to Ewers in a heartbeat. Penix, though, I don't think he plays at a big enough school.
Yeah,
I think that's working against him. And
I would rather take Nix at 18-1.
Yeah, I think I would too. But what if? No, Ewers and losing the mullet probably shouldn't have an impact.
Remember that Penix plays Michigan State like a huge non-con game on Peacock only. So like shit like that's gonna hurt your Heisman chances, man. Pac-12
that's how deep Colby goes.
He's fighting the Pac-12 network and Peacock. He's not.
That's a great
burning
point.
Money. Yeah.
These journalists aren't gonna pay for Peacock. Come on, no one is.
Jaden Daniels, LSU 10-1. Caleb Williams 5-1.
I mean, I don't mind Jaden Daniels to win the Heisman, but at 10-1, like, come on.
Yeah.
So
and same with Caleb Williams.
What are we doing here? Then
I feel like Klubnik's interesting because Clemson's schedule in the ACC, he could load up those stats.
I think in Heisman Trophy in general, like, so much has to go right that it never really makes sense to take these lower prices.
Yeah.
All you gotta, just have fun, get a couple of these dart throws that are quarterbacks.
Brock Bowers
and Carson Steele.
We're tight end guys, Sean.
No, I mean I mean,
how many touchdowns does he have to score?
No, it's got to be.
He scores 28.
No, it's got. I mean, that's what Devonta Smith did.
32 as a tight end. If he scores 32, what's the record?
If he scores 30
for a tight end,
I mean, what Ditka
put
put
that
up?
Much? Yeah,
Ditka put up 9 in one season,
and they only passed the ball 13 times that year.
He does. Mike Ditka still has a bunch of the NFL tight end records. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna add any. Because the chalk stuff just isn't interesting. I love Marvin Harrison. I love Marvin Harrison Jr. I love the family. Jalen Daniels, 100-1. Carson Steele, of course. Shedeur Sanders, coming. I mean, who am I missing here?
I love the Jalen Daniels play. Connor Wegman for Road Rash face, and then
I agree with
Jack
both
Plummer.
Of us.
Throw a little Jack Plummer action in there.
So I need something that
let's take a McCarthy. Should we jump into McCarthy?
All right, show bets.
Kramer only has 2 picks. Kramer, what are you doing here? How high are you? Normally you have to restrain yourself.
How many do you have?
4 bits.
You got 4, Sean?
Yeah, I got 4.
All right,
but I mean, some of these are 100-1, 200-1.
Oh, this guy.
All right, so
put $200 on Jalen Daniels and then get yourself a nice Hyundai Santa Fe when that thing cashes.
I'm taking the Ole Miss starting quarterback.
That's 3 people. Sean.
Jackson Dart. Give me Jackson
Dart.
I'm giving you Judkins, even though he's the running back. You're going Jackson Dart at 100-1.
Yeah, give me that.
Literal dart throw, 100-1.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add?
Well, we also discussed, maybe wise to take the. I'm not going to take the starter for Alabama. No, put Brock Bowers down.
Wow,
that's silly.
He could be the greatest tight end we've ever seen.
Well, we've seen Kyle Pitts around, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Gold jacket.
Yeah, I like it. Marvin Harrison Jr., Jalen Daniels, Carson Steele, Shedeur Sanders. Feels good. Feels right. Feels right. Hey, what do we got coming up? We got the British Open, and then we got and then it's just gonna be hardcore National Football League. NFL team previews just around the corner. Of course, make sure you catch up with Colby Dant breaking down all 133 college football previews over on the College Football Experience. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Tell a friend. Spread the word. Football season right around the corner. We need the auto download army. Turn on auto downloads. Recruit a friend in the war against corporate gambling.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
It's been a couple weeks.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he's Ryan.
No tight end pride, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.